You were given a bit of a heads up about the rioting, is that right, Kelvin?
On Sunday night, when I visited the detainees, they said, look, we're not going to plan to riot, but if there is if the guards overstep, if Serco oversteps the boundary, there will be retaliation. And
That's
it was
planning
actually
to riot, though, isn't it?
No. It was the asylum seekers actually retaliated to something a guard did. This is my understanding. And then it was all on, and New Zealanders then joined in. But there was no sort of plan to riot. But they would just see the tension is building, and
a life was lost. That's got to be a major trigger for people that are kept in conditions where they are uncertain about their future, no access to their family, no access to legal representation, no heads up about where the hell they're going or how long they're going to be there for, and then people start dying. Yeah. I mean, come on, it's a powder keg, it was going to blow.
Yeah, and I think that people just underestimate the amount of tension that was there, the daily antagonism by guards towards detainees, just the poor food, everything. The whole situation, as Dale's just said, was a powder keg, and the death of that guy was actually just the spark, and those asylum seekers retaliated, then everyone just somehow poured in. And look, the people who are responsible for the riot are actually the Australian authorities who created the conditions, and now they're trying to create an enemy. They're trying to and I was talking to the partner of one of the guys who was led off, and he's not a New Zealander. He had said to her, they're just making the New Zealanders the scapegoat. And the New Zealand criminals are now they're the bad boys. It's a politics of fear. You create an enemy and you blame them for everything.
Let's take it back a step. The law change that's created all of this. What's your assessment of that law change? I mean, is it fair? It
was designed to capture terrorists and capture people who are going to commit atrocities such as we've seen over the last 24 hours. What it's doing is just rounding up a whole lot of low-level New Zealand people born in New Zealand. In fact, not even people born in New Zealand. One guy I met on the island was born in Australia to New Zealand parents. And, low-level...
and he's going to end up back here.
He's going to end up here. He has never been... I think he came to New Zealand for a holiday when he was 2 or something. But he said to me, if they're going to deport me to Bali, because I've been to Bali more than I've been to New Zealand. And you just think, well, how is he going to get back here and settle into New Zealand life with no job, no shelter, no food, no nothing? He's just going to be plonked at Auckland Airport. And will the conditions that Amy Adams trying to implement, will they apply to him? Because he's probably been in detention longer than his parole conditions.
Well, let's talk about that now then, Garth. I mean, you wanted to mention what you see as the holes in this proposed bill. What are they?
Well, I don't see, supervision, I don't see that as an ultimate answer here to protect New Zealanders from what is going to be dumped on us, rightly or wrongly. I mean, I'd really like to go one step back there. If Australia has done something illegal, they can be challenged. We've got human rights lawyers, so we've got to move forward in that. I think we're wasting our time arguing over what Australia's done. It's their right, they're doing it, they're sending them home. From our perspective, we've got a problem to deal with here. We've already got a high recidivism rate of offenders being released from New Zealand prisons, so we know we've got quite a problem here, because these guys are being released at a fraction of the sentence that New Zealanders are serving. There's no rehabilitation going on there, so we've got a potential powder keg. I mean, we're dealing with Jade Bayliss, Austin Hemmings already. The government's been very, very slow in acting here. These guys have been coming back for some time. Dumped here with no conditions. I don't believe what the government has put in place is going to protect us at all.
OK, so we do actually have to wrap. Time goes so fast. But, Kelvin, let me leave the last word with you. What needs to happen?
Well, in the first instance, Australia needs to start observing human rights. For those guys who are in the detention centres now, just treat them with a bit of humanity, give them access to their families, to their lawyers. There's no justification for having them on Christmas Island. If you've got to detain them near to their families.
OK, thank you so much, all of you, this morning for joining us.
Thank you.
Scotty.